So it's me, and it's like 1:30 in the morning. I got music going through here, so yeah. But I've decided at 1 o'clock in the morning that I'm going to do NaNoWriMo this year again, and hopefully this year it's not a fail because last year was a complete fail. I've already written like 100 words for it, but I prefer to write with pen and paper than typing, so it's going to be something that I do away from the computer. Um, So what I'm doing instead is I found some of my old writing. There's like a pile of it here. And there's a few other bits and pieces. And what I'm doing is I'm just typing it into my computer. I'm going to put it in my Dropbox so that it's safe. And I can just get rid of some of this paper that I've got lying around. There is one long story that I was writing. No idea where it is. I've been looking for it for quite a while, actually, because it wasn't good, but it wasn't horrible. And I'd like to kind of go through and redo it. So I'm going through some of it, and some of it's stories, like short stories. Some of it is poetry. Some of it's like random ranting when I've been like on the bus and all, enlightened and all sorts of stuff. um, in fact, this one even says I was feeling enlightened. But some of this stuff is just, it's so cringeworthy. And this one that I'm writing now, I'm having a really hard time keeping a straight face. Because apparently, oh god. So apparently, at some point, I decided to write about some guy that I had apparently had a crush on, and some sort of like attempt at erotica, and it's so bad. Like, it's so fucking bad. And, oh god. What's I don't know. I don't know if I can type this one up just because it's just. Uh, it's like, not only is it like a pseudo sex scene, I don't even know how far this thing goes. For fuck's sake. What the fuck was I thinking? Oh god. Teenage me has a lot to answer for. Oh god. There must be a page missing or something because it sort of stops. Either that, or I just realized how fucking stupid it fucking was. But it's an attempt at a sex scene or something in the rain outside somewhere seemingly public. I don't even know where the fuck I was thinking this was, but it's outside in the rain. I think I'm okay if I lose this one, truthfully. It's just so bad. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, some of it's good. Well, not good, but some of it's workable. I can work with it. But it's this one. Oh my god! There's another one! I don't know what the. I don't know whether these two bits are the same fucking story, but god fucking damn it. I'm gonna fucking cry because this is hilarious. What's really creepy too is reading this is just wow. This thing is like technically rape. What the fuck? Oh, and then she's a vampire at the end of it. What the fuck? So they're on a beach. There's a person sleeping. She refers to... Okay, so she's a vampire, and there's a human male sleeping on the beach next to her. She refers to him as a coupon. As in, like, a one-use only sort of thing. What the... A fucking coupon? Really? Could I not think of something better than a fucking coupon? Being that it's a vampire, I could have said something like fucking reverse tampon. You suck the blood out of it, throw it away. Yeah, that's not much better. I really maybe I shouldn't do that right. But yeah, so this person is sleeping next to her. Wait, where'd the blanket come from? Okay, so these must be two different things then. Okay, so these are two different things. Okay, that's alright, because I can use this bit. But this... I don't even fucking... Oh, God. I sometimes wonder what the hell was going through my head when I was a teenager. Some of it's not bad. I mean, some of it's decent, but... Oh god, it's some sort of pretentious thing. A lot of these things are probably fueled... I used to write a lot from dreams, so it's probably what a lot of it is. Some of it's so bad. Jeez, this is what it just keeps going. What the fuck? Oh god. It's still going. Okay. That's all one fucking thing. It's not good either. It's really not good. Just from what I skimmed there, it was like a cliched teenage chip on the shoulder fucking thing. I don't even know anymore. Alright, this one looks like it's all the same. Oh, look at this. This is something that I did when I was in high school. It's an emo in a box. Really sits in corners. The fuck? Plus 2 free CDs. Good Charlotte. Sad. Songs about dad. Simple Plan. Songs to sit in the dark and cry about. Listening to CDs may create the urge to sit in the corner and cry. Do not listen to CDs unless prepared for emo music at its absolute worst. I was a completely different person when I was in high school, obviously. Oh, God. that's that. That's a poem. That's a poem. What the fuck? This is obviously something that I've written at a later point. The white rabbit calls, a sickening sound. His leathery hide stretching over the multitude of mouths. His blackened hand reaches for mine, and we dance. I legitimately don't know. The cat's cleaning himself. So I wonder what the fuck he's doing. What the fuck? This one's some sort of weird, sort of, like, you know in movies when, you know, the character takes a bunch of drugs or something and they go on a trip and it's all weird and whatever. This is what... What the fuck? Okay, so that's... I don't know what the fuck that is, but... okay. This is probably not very exciting, but... Okay, there's a little three tiny page story. The ending is that she dies. They die. Doesn't say whether it's a she or a he, but they die. I don't even know anymore. I don't think I knew to begin with. That's another fucking... That's another fucking pseudo-porn one. I don't even fucking know. What the hell? What the fuck? This one's about dancing in the air with someone, like flying or something, crossing the moon, jumping into the water, being able to breathe underwater, getting wings and flying back in the sky. Something about fire. So you're flying around with fire. On fire. You're flying around on fire. And then they go to the land. They stand on the grass, run around in a circle, then dance and leap. And then there's a storm. And then they get eaten by the world. The world sucks them in. What the I don't even know anymore. Oh, here we go. These are some of the stories that I wrote in high school as part of my assessments. Or homework, technically. What's this one? Homeless person. Homeless person and a younger sister. Sleeping under newspapers. Also an older brother. Who's apparently got... What? What does that say? Rewrite this in third person. Okay. Who's talking? Okay. I'm just... yeah, the notes and stuff on it. Alright, so homeless person, youngest sister, older brother, oldest female child is the speaker. That person has the responsibilities. Their parents are homeless as well, so they're still with their parents, but they're homeless. There's a baby, or is that the younger sister? I don't know. It's raining, the parents have some sort of stall. Father introduces eldest daughter to someone. Customer says, I'll be back to get her. Throws money down on the bench. Walks out in the rain. Sends oldest girl into storeroom to clean it. Tells brother to take baby. Father is crying. Storeroom is clean. Why did they send me in there? Parents start arguing, yelling at each other. Eyes, and then she falls asleep. Right. Okay, wakes up, and people are whispering now, so she creeps to the door and listens. I can't let her go as well. 3 of my daughters gone already, I can't lose her too. Oh, shut up, woman, she's old enough to work. Yes, she's old enough to work, but not old enough to be sold to some old man with money. She's 3 years old. Wow, really? 3? The fuck? And this is all stuff that I wrote too, so... Why must you take my girls from me? Why? Mother cries. It will be better for her and better for us. With the money he will give us for her, you will be able to keep the youngest one. Father comes in, and she follows him obediently. Knock at the door. I've come for the girl early. I must leave now. Say goodbye to your mother. Come outside. Why? Just do it. Mother stares and walks. Hugs. Let's go. There's a carriage drawn by 2 black horses. I realize what is happening. I wish you would tell me, because I've got no idea and I wrote the fucking thing. Tried to run. Father takes her back. Forced into the carriage. And then passes out? I don't fucking know. I have no idea. Right, here we go. Here's another high school writing one. I don't think it was actually senior campus, was it? It might have been. Anyway, let's see. This one is called, oh, this is for a life-changing moment. Yeah, it is high school. Senior high school. I did this one, let's say year 11, maybe year 12. And it's called Life Snatcher. Oh, okay, it's just a rewrite of the one that I was talking about before. Just, yeah. Does it actually have a thing? And oh, okay, I changed it. Okay, so in this version of it, the rewrite, it's a slaver, and you're being sold as a slave. He has a chain whip. What the fuck is even a chain whip? A chain whip. I don't want to be sold. Who would look after the baby? I really was a very different person when I was in high school. Oh, so in this one, instead of just cooperating, she runs. She's running through the streets and she stops behind a carriage to catch her breath. She gets her breath back and starts running again, and then there's a loud roar from behind. A large winged creature slightly resembling a man had landed in front of me. "You are mine now, you cannot fight me." The voice was oddly familiar. I didn't want to go with the thing, so I turned and ran in the direction I came from. Wings beat behind me. I could feel the air as it came at me. A clawed foot surrounded my midsection and clutched tightly. I screamed as I was pulled into the air. Roofs and chimneys flew past me except one tall chimney. I counted the stars as the world darkened. The change has begun. Except one. Okay, so I'm going to assume she hits her head on that one tall chimney and then passes out. And that's the end. I have some really weird writing things. I'm just going to put that out there now. Ugh, what's this one? I remember this one. I got good marks for this one. This one's like, they're at a funeral, and, after the funeral, like they put it sort of starts at like the very last sort of part of the funeral, as like the coffin's getting lowered into the ground and stuff, and people are crying. The priest goes over to this chick and says, they ask her, how did she die? Oh, it's a long story. Well, it's okay. I've got time. Okay, it all started when I lived on the streets. And then it cuts to the next section. God damn it. Yeah, okay. It's so cold. How can people withstand this all the time? You get used to it. Who are you? I'm Bianca, and you're Anne. How did you know your name? I'm a witch. Oh, god damn it, for fuck's sake. Why did no one tell me it was this bad? Holy crap. Huh, where's your wart? I laughed. On my knee. Yeah, right. Well, you need my help and I need yours. Yeah, okay. We're going on a mystical journey to find the solutions to our problems. That'd be the day. Laugh if you must, but I happen to know you're being followed by a terrible evil. How do you know? I have the same problem. She told me everything. When she started witchcraft, how she found me and my evil, and about a treatment that I had to go through. She took me to her house to do the revitalizing, as she called it. I hated it. I don't even know anymore. Like, I seriously don't know. We walked through the front door of a spooky-looking house that seemed like it was fresh out of a horror movie. The hinges and floorboards creaked and everything. She led me to a room. It says lead. She led me to a room that was totally black. I was given black clothes to change into. I put them on and she lit a black candle. She gave it to me, and as I stood in front of the mirror, she left the room. I didn't know what to do, so I looked into the mirror. I saw demons, and I saw death. The images surrounded me. I couldn't take it, so I fainted. I woke up and felt like I was truly alive. It was brilliant. Then a dark cloud with a face came and blocked out the sun. It's an evil spirit. It's just a spirit gone bad. I need to get rid of it. It's crushing me. Welcome to my life. Oh God. That was the last conversation I had with her. Anne breathed in deeply. It hurts to talk about, but I will continue. Oh my God. I decided to go for a walk. It was autumn and the leaves were golden brown. They covered the path. As I was walking, I saw a red leaf. It glistened in the sun. I picked it up and I heard the leaves above me rustle. I looked up and I saw Bianca with a knife through her throat. Her arms and legs were bounded around a tree branch. I screamed and ran back to the house. I couldn't open the door. I felt something forming a puddle around my feet. I looked down. It was blood. "What's wrong?" I heard, and I turned around to be facing Bianca's decaying face. I turned and tried to open the door. "What's wrong, Annie? Don't you like my face?" "I'm not scared of you anymore. I will never be scared of you." I closed my eyes and thought of the corpse disappearing. It worked. I opened the door with shaky hands. I heard something smash in the kitchen and went to investigate. I saw Bianca fighting thin air. Knives and hooks of different sizes were trying to kill my friend. Wait, was it fresh air? Thin air? Or knives and hooks? Why the fuck are there hooks in the kitchen? I tried not to, but couldn't help it. Help? Oh, I screamed. It should have been the other way around. Bianca turned, and that was all it took. The largest hook hurtled towards her throat and pulled out her esophagus. The knives and hooks left attacked her. She fell. A pool of dark blood had covered the kitchen floor by now. I was traumatized. I couldn't tear my eyes from her until the fishing rod that was hanging on the wall wrapped around my throat. A short dagger from one of the kitchen drawers started stabbing me repeatedly, and I blacked out. Why is there a fishing rod on the wall in the kitchen? Hanging from the wall. In the... If she didn't have life energy, how did she banish the ghosts? She sacrificed her soul to save me. It didn't work. The spirits vanished. But what I want to know is, how can you see me? And that's... Oh, because she's dead. So she's a ghost. Wow. What the fuck? I mean, if I worked on them now, I could probably get them to be something decent, but this is kind of fucking hilarious. Oh, okay, so here's one that's like 2 booklets long. Just, yeah, you know. A bit left of center, but I liked the structure and the attempt at something different. Well done. Oh, okay, it's just a retelling of that same one. Just longer. Okay. Well, maybe I'll look at that. What's this one? Longing to exist, and it's off-center. I know what I was going for. It's off-center, it's not centered. I also really liked to use, like, really strange fonts, which is kind of bad, because these were, I'm guessing, because they've got ticks and shit on them, that these were assessments or homework or something, so I probably shouldn't have done, like, fucked up fonts. What's this one? The door's shut. Tram pulled off. Speaker overhead crackled. In case of emergency, attention passengers, in case of emergency, hit the red button. I will immediately respond to your call. Thank you and enjoy your ride. They won't enjoy death, he thought. He stood watching, waiting, his plan clear to nobody. He observed. A blonde woman sat in front of his attended 3. She was sucking away on an orange lollipop. The train jerked forward once, twice, thrice. Looks like I can't even read this with a straight face. She dropped her lollipop and watched it roll to the boy's feet. He stepped on it. The boy's head was ringing with thoughts when his mobile rang. It chased all the thoughts away. He's down. Now what? The disembodied voice said. Speed it up, said the boy. It's about time we get this party started. He shut the connection. It was starting. The train lurched forward. The woman in front panicked. Negative thoughts swirled. She looked back as the boy's face changed. She saw his elongated teeth, yellow eyes, and the way he looked at her neck. She turned on the waterworks. This was seriously handed in as homework. The woman seated behind her stood and sat next to the blonde. The woman seated at the back. See, weird fucking fonts. At the back, looked over at the man on the opposite side and noticed a red handkerchief sticking out of his pocket. She walked over and took it from him. She handed it to the crying woman. The boy walked over as well. He knelt down near the blonde woman. My name is Lucian Clearwater. What are your names? He asked. I'm Belinda. I'm from Germany. A young woman with brown shoulder-length hair said. I'm Marianne, stated the woman. The woman's something blonde. Between loud racking sobs. I'm Carla. What do you care anyway? Challenged the woman with pink and blue hair. I would like you to return to your seats now, please, Lucian growled. Or else what? Or else what? You'll graffiti a bad word? Carla growled back. You're gonna be my fourth. Fourth what? Ask that gentleman sleeping over there. He gestured towards the man whose handkerchief Marianne was now using. Carla stood her ground, whilst Belinda slinked slowly back to her seat. They hadn't noticed Lucian's face. Marianne screamed. God. Carla looked to Marianne and noticed she had dropped the handkerchief. Carla picked it up and went to hand it back to Marianne when she saw that her hands were now red. She also noticed that the handkerchief was wet. She let it fall to the floor, where it would be forgotten. For now. God damn it. Carla walked towards the man slumped on the seat. She took a breath. She nudged him with her foot. This fucking font, man. Seriously. I think it's a combination of the font and the printer, but some words haven't, like, they're not done properly. Where was I? He slid off the seat. The once blue and grey seat was now moist and red. She looked closer at the man. She discovered deep tears in his skin. Lacerations covered every square inch of his body. You're not going to see every square inch of his body if he's wearing clothes. His clothes were nothing but rags soaked in blood. She stumbled back, horrified. She looked up at Lucian's contorted face. Now would you like to be my fourth? He said mockingly. What are you? I am a creature of the darkness. His eyes bored into hers. But I'm not good enough to live in the light. Must only exist in the darkness. Until now. I will rise above you puny mortals. I will start a new race of daywalkers. Would you please sit now? I don't want you getting hurt. There's more. Like... He stepped backwards and melted into the shadows as she took her seat. Now I want you three to look normal. Nothing strange is happening. You're not about to die. His voice slithered around the carriage. It sent chills up Carla's spine. The train hurtled forward, through a red light, past a station of waiting passengers. Lucian's phone rang again. I can't do this, man, the voice said. Something's wrong. They're starting to realize. The phone fell to the floor. It smashed into pieces. The three women flinched, but they didn't move. There goes my driver, Lucian thought. I have about 5 minutes to get this done. This is gonna be fun. A wide smile made its way to his lips. It says made its way to lips. He maneuvered himself through the darkness. He was now standing behind Belinda. She was in Carla's seat. Silence lingered. Nothing moved. He struck. His teeth sunk into Belinda's soft, fleshy neck and drained every drop that lay inside of her. He was careful not to touch her with his hands. Her limp body fell to the floor. Marianne looked back to where Belinda now lay, not moving, all life taken from her. She turned to the front again. She heard Lucian whoosh past her, but didn't see a thing. You're not going to die. I wouldn't want you to get hurt. Lucian's words were clear as water in her mind. Hands shot out of still darkness. They wrapped themselves around her throat, seizing all air from her body. That's spelt wrong. Bodie. Really? Her neck snapped like a twig. The hands... It's almost over. Hands disappeared as Marianne took her last look at the monster that Lucian was. Her body slumped backwards against the seat. Carla leapt into the air towards Lucian. He dodged before the darkness enveloped her. She whacked the wall and tumbled to her feet. She looked at Lucian. He stood there grinning. A grin that would surely power her worst nightmares. He stood still as she rushed at him, fist and legs flying in all directions. She landed a kick to his stomach, but he didn't flinch. He punched her in the face. Once, twice, 3 times. She gathered her strength and pushed him into the door on the right side of the train. She raised her leg and prepared to strike. He ducked and rolled out of the way as her foot connected with metal. The metal creaked and groaned as it contorted. She couldn't pull her foot free. He grabbed her shoulders and pulled him to her. He grabbed her shoulders and pulled him to her. She could smell his horrid teeth. He didn't breathe. It's not a good idea to try and fight death, or in this case, a 450-year-old man with the strength of 200 lions. His long incisors sliced into her flesh. She could feel her blood being pulled into a drain. She fell to the ground. The train slowed. She jumped to her feet. He looked at her in shock. You can't kill your own kind, she said matter-of-factly. Haven't you learnt anything, old fart? She turned and walked into the next carriage and stood at the window. The doors on the left opened, and Lucian walked out. He didn't. The platform was on the right. He fell on the train tracks. He couldn't move. A loud horn blasted into the air as the oncoming train tried to slow. It couldn't. Carla watched as the dust settled on the tracks. Why are vampires so dumb, she thought. They don't even know what side to get off a train. She walked into the bright light. Life as a daywalker was so much fun. See, you can tell that I was like 12, 13 years old when I wrote it. That one's a poem. That one's not mine. What's this one? Something about a dream. I don't want money. Let me go. I don't take you for a gothic metal fan, but I suppose looks can be deceiving. What? What the fuck? Okay, so it starts off someone being trapped or something in a room. Something or other, let go of me, I didn't do anything, I don't have much money, I don't want money. You caught my attention with your dancing, I don't take you for a gothic metal fan, looks can be deceiving. With her skin crawling, blah 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 blah. With her skin crawling, he ran off like the chicken he was. Cruel laughter surrounded her, suffocating. Go away, I'm trying to concentrate. So it's someone writing a book and someone reading over her shoulder and mocking her for it. So she goes to a drawer, pulls something out of it. I've always admired your face, it's lovely, and the shape of your head is charming. What are you talking about? He steps backwards. Come on, where's your sense of fun and adventure? He backs into a table as she moves faster. Her arm comes around from behind her back where she's holding whatever she got out of the drawer. In her hand she held a large knife. The knife came down in a deadly strike and... ... She sat in a large leather armchair, sipping wine from a tall glass. He walks up to her chair with his newly cut hair. His long hair had been a nuisance and a pain. Thank you, I love my new hairstyle. But did you seriously have to scare me like that? She looked up at the wall in front of her. She liked to admire the various heads displayed above the vast fireplace. Ben, Cody, John, Zach, the list goes on, as do the walls of a house. I've no idea. No fucking idea. Teenage me was fucking weird. Let's leave it at that. Something about getting their throat torn out. Here we go again. I overthink with vampires, which is weird, because the story that I'm now going to write for NaNoWriMo is a vampire one. Fuck. This is going to be another long video. Something about music and dancing and getting pushed outside. I don't know. That's a poem. That one's actually up on my DeviantArt. I know that one. That's another erotica and another one. And that one's a dream. Yeah. So, lots of interesting things. Teenage me was really fucking weird. I think I'm gonna leave it at that.